this is the carbon footprint of the average UK person. Actually, this slide comes from How Bad Are Bananas? And you can see that travel is for a UK person, it's the largest quarter, if I can say that, of our carbon footprint. Next slide. And to break it down a little bit more, just having a look at what's inside that travel component. I'm not going to talk through the yellow, red and blue chunks, but the travel bit, flights are a bigger deal than most people talk about most of the time. And that's because we're a rich island. And it's also because a lot of the time when people talk about the impact of flying, they ignore high altitude radiative forcing factors that are a big deal. But cars are, the biggest deal in this by far, not just the vehicle fuel, what comes out of the exhaust pipe, but also the emissions involved in extracting the fuel and converting it into a form that we can use it in cars and getting it to the petrol station in the first place. And also you can see a 3% there of our total carbon footprint is the manufacture of cars. And you can see a thin slither there at the top, top in green, trains, buses and other public transport. And that's the slither that we actually need to increase a bit so that we can to allow us to shrink everything associated with cars and vehicle fuel. But obviously cycling and so on and walking are the best forms of transport we can have. Next slide. All right, this is just a slide about, I had a look at air pollution. This is so the extent to which when you're driving a polluting vehicle around, the extent to which you actually take life away from the people around you by making them breathe in bad air. And you can see that the top three diagrams are a rural setting, and the bottom three charts show driving in a congested urban setting. And that we've got an electric car, so there's a little bit of air pollution actually coming off the tires and the brakes. And then we've got a petrol car, there's much more pollution. But then we've got a diesel car in an urban setting. You actually, you can expect to take 12 minutes of life. If you combine if you add up the extent to which you reduce by a tiny fraction the life expectancy of all the people you drive past per mile, then it will come to a total of 12 minutes. Obviously, these are just rough estimates, but I think that's a pretty enormous figure for just 1 mile of driving through an urban setting in a diesel car. So it shows diesel very, very bad compared to petrol, but of course, none of these things are that great.